and he opens the middle drawer of his desk and spins around his little wheelie chair there and um, spins around his chair and pulls out this, holds up this green book, and I knew exactly what it was the this 12-step meeting schedule. I knew because I had seen it in Mom's truck before, and it's like, oh, okay. And so he just happens to open it just to the right page there and says, hey, there's a meeting starting here back in Enumclaw in 15 minutes. Get the hell out of here so you can get there on time. And, so I got out of there and made it to the meeting. And he even told me, and I'll meet you there. And he did. And, it's like, that was one of those moments that's like, okay, maybe this is the path I'm supposed to be on right now, because I, gotten two signs within the past half hour or 45 minutes pointing me in this direction. And
That's so awesome.
yeah, and it's like just walking into the meeting that night, I knew I was where I belonged. Just like felt so welcomed, and you know, you're one of us and all that, and I just felt so welcome, and I related to everything, and it's like, whoa, cool. And I belong here, and you know that thought of suicide somewhere in there, well, probably within that first hour afterward, the thought of suicide just went out the window. And we never know what's going to be until we get there. It's like maybe we think we know that everything is bad and everything's going to be bad, so why not end it here? Why not just give up? But you can't really see. You can't see through all that. You can't see past it. So I don't know. That's where I am with it. How about you?
I mean, before, I don't really know what brought me hope. I mean, I kind of was just going through that because, I was the same as you. Like I wanted to kill myself because I thought there was no hope. Like I was like, oh well, if I'm gonna be stuck with these mental health problems and I'm gonna be dealing them with my entire life, why not just end it? And I don't really know what carried me through that, but all I know is I went to therapy. Therapy didn't help, and as I was struggling, I continued to do my own research, look up stuff online, and I came across a guy named Mark Freeman. And as soon as I watched his videos, he shared a different perspective on it, and it brought me hope like instantly. And then I started to do more research, watch his videos. I just got his book, and it's amazing. I finished it 2 weeks ago, and it is so good. So that kind of brought me hope, and learning his new perspective on mental health versus what I thought it was, it changed my entire life. And now, going back to what you were saying about assuming life is now, I've been through so many scenarios where I thought they were bad in the moment, and then looking back on that, I'm like, oh my gosh, that shaped me in the person I am today. Or I assumed that like I was gonna do something, and then an experience happens, and it turns me way off that assumption of how I assumed life is gonna be. And now I'm here, and it's so now I'm I can't assume the outcome of any experience because I never know how it's gonna go. My assumption of that experience just dilutes the actual experience I have and takes me out of the present moment. And since I have this giant assumption of how something's gonna go, I'm going in with a bias and not open to all these possibilities of what could happen.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. It's well, yeah. I learned many years ago. Uh, well, the 12-step program. One thing I learned in there, they one thing they say is, if you want to know how it works, take the first take the first word, 3 letters, HOW, honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. And it's like, you got to be honest with yourself and honest with others. But you got to be honest with yourself first, because if you're not honest with yourself, how are you going to be honest with others? Open-minded, instead of being closed-minded, like we were talking about, being closed-minded to anything good happening in the future, or, this turning into a good path, that we're on, well, that just closes everything off. And, hence the give up attitude that we had. And, it's like, and the willingness, the willingness to do the work, the willingness to move forward, the willingness to not stay here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that, to be honest. I've actually never heard that before in my life, but I like that because I feel like the first step is coming to a realization. And if you don't realize, or are really honest with yourself and bring it to the forefront of okay, I'm really dealing with this problem. If you never come to that point and you try to block it out your entire life with drugs or alcohol or whatever you want to input for your blockage, you will never be able to fix the problem. And then coming to that point is hard because you have to be okay, it's time to change. And that path to change is very, very difficult. And then the openness just brings in more of opportunities. And when you walk into every opportunity with an open mind, you are open to all the possibilities and you're not blocking out certain things by your bias. And taking on an open mind, it just brings so much joy because you're not going into experience stuck with your beliefs of how things should be. You are open to listening to other people as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's like staying closed-minded and shut off to anything else, and only focusing on what I think and what I have to say. Where's the growth in that? And to be able to grow, to move forward, we need to remain open to what other people say. We need to be open to hearing what other people have to say, and maybe watching their shows. Be open to reading their literature. Be open to new ideas.
Yeah.
It's like the world wouldn't be where it's at today if everyone was just stuck closed-minded and focusing on old ideas.
Not at all. We would not be in any place that we are now, as a society. There would be no airplane, or there would be no anything. We would just be kind of sitting in the same spot our entire life.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's just like this, and social media. It's well, actually, on social media, it's there are people there, of course, there's people in the world that do this, so there's going to be people on social media that do this. Out of 7 trillion people, of course there's going to be, but almost closed-minded people who shut out certain things, certain ideologies, certain ideas, and just bash them and everything. But it's but with this here, my radio show and the book I wrote, and being positive, my attitude, my mindset, your attitude, mindset, being positive, and all the positivity out there on social media and in the world, that's what moves everything forward, is positivity. Yeah, it's sure, out of 7 trillion people, there's going to be, a negative person, maybe a few, maybe a lot. But, and it's like you know, out of the multitude of things that happen in the world, sure, there's going to be some negativity, some negative things happen. But, we can focus on that, or we can keep a positive mindset and keep moving forward.
Exactly. I mean, like, just like you said before, like going through those experiences that you went through shaped you, and like a lot of the time, sometimes we might need some negativity to kind of show us the positive that we have in life. And I think there's always going to be like negative people, and there's always going to be positive people, and it's just whatever perspective and lens you want to look at. Like if you're looking for the negative, you're going to find it, and if you're looking for the positive, if you're looking for the positivity and the positive people, you're going to find it. And like it's just all on what you look for.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, I can, it's like I can recall different groups of friends um, through the years, different groups of friends, and looking at these people, and it's like my mind is positive, and I have positive mindset, so of course I gravitate toward the positive people. But it's like they say, there's one in every crowd. So it's like maybe one or a couple negative spots in a circle of positivity. And at times my mind has gravitated to that and gone like, oh man, why is there these negative spots? And then it's like, hey, wait a minute, that doesn't matter. What matters is that I'm focusing on that. And so just flip the switch and change the mindset back to focusing on the positive, back to focusing on the positive majority, if you will.
And I mean, like as we see with social media, I think like negativity and hate like always gets more attention. And I think that could be partially because like when you're happy and you're in a good place, you're not on social media expressing how like happy you are, or most people aren't. Like if they get like a great server like at a restaurant, they're not going to say, oh my gosh, you were amazing. But if they get a bad server or their food comes out, they're going to probably say something like every time. So it's like we need to see like more people to kind of speak up on like if they're happy or what they like about life, and to kind of like counterbalance all the negativity that like people toss out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you said that, and something clicked in my mind. I was at a restaurant not too long ago. Well, maybe it was a while ago. I don't remember exactly when, but I was at a restaurant, and this the server, it looked like they may have been having a bad day, and service wasn't service wasn't 100%, and it's like, okay, well, that was sort of bad service, and but it's like then it, what you were just saying, went through my mind, and it's like, wait a minute, maybe they're not having a good day to begin with. Maybe they have some, going through difficulties at home or something, and so I was just like, okay, so maybe they are having a bad day already. I don't want to go on top of that and tell them, okay, your service sucked, so you ain't getting a tip, or you're getting a very low tip.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything, and I gave them the same amount of tip I would have if it was good service, and if they were smiling the whole time and real cheery. Well, I gave them the same tip, either way, and it's like, because they served my food. It wasn't based on, okay, what kind of day are you having? You're having a crappy day. Okay, you get a crappy tip. It's not about that. And always, thinking about trying. I always try and think about the other person, and okay, maybe they're not having a good day to begin with. Why should I go and make their day any worse? You know, if anything, I want to make it better. So
Yeah. Do you think getting